What's up, Radiant Icons, and welcome back to Dare to Be Iconic, the podcast made for icons daring to be themselves. I'm your host, Amanda Policelli, and we made it, Radiant Icons. We made it to the last episode of 2024, but more importantly, we've made it to my birthday special. Happy National Amanda Day. I know it's a day early, but you know what? I said it before, and I will say it again. If I could celebrate my birthday for the entire month of December, I truly would. Because I love my birthday. I love the idea of birthdays and like the importance it has. And I will get into that more in this episode and what chapter 25 brought into my life and what I hope chapter 26 brings for me. So, before we get into all the National Amanda Day iconicness, because it is the most iconic day of the year, in my personal opinion, I just want to remind you guys that tickets are now on sale for Dare to Be Iconic's first ever live virtual event, New Year Iconic You Masterclass. It is a 90-minute masterclass focused on intentional living because in 2025, we are living our most iconic life yet. In this 90-minute masterclass, I basically walk you through the steps of intentional living and all my tips and tricks on how to make it your best year yet. So we're taking your dreams, your aspirations, and your goals, and we're basically planning it together. I also will be having two exclusive giveaways for my live attendees, one from Lights Out Candle Co. and the other from Race Tips. In addition to the two iconic giveaways, I will be revealing two Dare to Be Iconic secrets before they are live on social media. It's the perfect way, in my opinion, to kick off 2025. But you know what? Who am I to tell you that? Anywho. But anyway, you can find your tickets on daretobeiconic.com under the empowerment events section. There'll also be a direct link to grab your tickets in the show notes below. Now, let's get to National Amanda Day. I love my birthday. I know I've said that multiple times on this podcast since we've gotten closer to the month of December. I'm actually very surprised that I didn't mention it earlier, how much I love my birthday. Like, I honestly, literally call my birthday National Amanda Day because to me, it's a national holiday of my birth. Like, I don't care how that sounds. That's just how I am. I love what birthdays represent. And so, let's actually get into it. Are you ready, Radiant Icons? Because your tea time sesh is starting now. Birthdays are probably my favorite holiday, and if you have me as one of your close friends, like I am always very insufferable when it comes to birthdays, not just my own. But like for other people, I think it's so important to celebrate life because, like, let's get real. It's not always guaranteed that you'll have another day or that you'll have another year, right? That opportunity that you are given to have another year of life is so precious. If I've learned anything in the last couple of months, frankly, like tomorrow is not guaranteed. So why not live life to the fullest? Why not celebrate every opportunity you have? And I think birthdays are so beautiful because it's like the new year, right? It's basically a new chapter of your life that hasn't been written yet that you get to write and that you get the opportunity of all these amazing dreams and goals that can come to life because you are given the gift of another year. And not everyone has that. It is a privilege to get old. It's a privilege to age. And that's something worth celebrating, or at least I think so. And that's why I make my birthdays such a big deal because with the amount of loss and grief that I've experienced within my life, not just within this year, I've experienced a lot of grief and loss in my life. And I've learned from a very early age that life is not guaranteed, that it can be taken away from you in an instant and that your whole world can change. So if I have the opportunity to turn another year older, I'm going to make the most out of it because I'm given this new slate to write a whole nother chapter in my story and I get to define it. No one else. I get to. I get to write the story I want to star in. I get the chance to get older. I get the chance to make more memories. I get the chance to accomplish dreams and goals, and I get the chance to cry and fail and do all these other things in between. That is a blessing. And that is something that I cherish so deeply. And I think as I've gotten older, I've realized that it doesn't really matter the quantity of people that you have around you when you're celebrating your birthday, because frankly, having a December birthday 6 days before Christmas is very, very hard, you guys. A very first world problem. I'm very aware of that. But it's hard, right? And especially because I love my birthday so much and that significance it holds for me. When I was younger, I saw quantity more than quality. But as I've gotten older, I've realized that it doesn't matter the quantity of people around you celebrating you on your special day. It's the quality of people you have around you. And I truly think that with the blessing of being able to get older, being able to age, and having the people that you love the most and trust the most around you, because as you get older, you guys, like, the secret is like your circle gets smaller and smaller and smaller. And that's okay. It matters the quality of people you have around you in those important moments, whether it's good or bad. It always matters on the quality of people, not the quantity. I just think those two things, like having the people you love the most around you that truly love you, that are there for you when it's hard and when it's easy. And then also the privilege to get older, being able to combine the both. That's what makes birthdays so magical and so iconic to me and so special. Is because I'm able to be surrounded by the people that I love the most, that I trust the most, to start this new chapter of my life, because I've been given the gift to have another year. Another thing, I talk about this new chapter being written, and I didn't start this until I think last year when it came to defining my years. So, like, chapter 25 was iconic 25 for me. And I'm so grateful for 25 because iconic 25 really gave me some of the most iconic moments of my life. Like, truly, my life has changed at age 25 for the better in the most amazing way possible. And it truly was iconic. Like, it lived up to the intention. There we go, going back to that master class, intentional living builds iconic lives. But it's so true. The intention I set for chapter 25 of my life was for it to be iconic in whatever aspect that meant for me. And in that case, when I said it at 24, it meant for me to lean into who I am, to dare to be myself, the core premise, core message of Dare to Be Iconic. I know maybe that's a little bit basic, but that's what I hoped for chapter 25. And it has been one of the most amazing chapters of my life, because my life truly has changed in ways that I only dreamed were possible. That little baby Amanda would be like, "Holy shit, you actually did it. You actually did everything you said you were going to do and more." And for chapter 26, because I'm turning 26 years old tomorrow. Oh my God. Why am I getting emotional? I feel like season two has brought me to so many tears in very good ways. Like those realizations that just make you overwhelmed with emotions. That's what I feel like season two has been for me. But like, for chapter 26, the intention I have is radiant. Radiant 26. When I think of Radiant 26 and the photo shoot I planned out, it all comes down to, what does the word radiant mean to me? And the inspiration that kind of got my intention from was from Marilyn Monroe and Audrey Hepburn. That classic, graceful, confident that was radiating from the inside out. They had such a quiet confidence about them that was so captivating. Like they were just radiating and they were at peace with who they are. And that's what I hope Radiant 26 is for me. And that's what I mean by it. Now, for the next step into chapter 26, into Radiant 26, I think by focusing on aspects of my life that maybe I've neglected for a while, or maybe I haven't touched in a bit, like pouring my energy into those and truly getting down into the nitty gritty of them, and having that honest and raw self reflection and self awareness, I'm able to be at peace with who I am. The confidence that I gained in chapter 25, right? How it will grow into this quiet confidence that I'm at peace with who I am, and that it's just so captivating that it's glowing off of me. That intention, like, that's what I want. That's what I hope to gain, and that's what radiant means to me in this chapter of my life, into this new chapter that I get to write. And I'm really excited for it, and I'm really looking forward to all the inner work I have to do for it. I can't wait to share it with you guys. Let's chat about chapter 25 now, shall we? Iconic 25 truly was iconic. Like, it lived up to the intention, y'all. Like, Iconic 25 was the most pivotal and transformative year of my life. And when I think about one lesson that encapsulates the entire being of this chapter, it would be the only way to find your voice is to use it. And I remember seeing this quote specifically on Pinterest when I was looking for inspiration for my 2024 vision board. And my intention for 2024 was trust. And I knew in my soul for 2024, I wanted to release the podcast. And I knew the only way to do that was I needed to trust in my instincts, I needed to trust in my decisions, and I needed to trust in my voice. But a little part of me knew deep down, I didn't really know my voice, or at least I didn't know the full potential of it, right? I knew I still needed to find it. So when I saw that pop up on my Pinterest, I was like, oh, that one. Like, it automatically went on there, and I knew it was going to be impactful in my life. I just didn't know to what degree. And this lesson right here transformed my entire life. It really did, because every dream that came true this year, whether it was going to the Spanish Grand Prix, whether it was being on the cover of a magazine, right? F1 Girlies magazine, if it was releasing my podcast, building a community of strong, radiant icons, whatever it was that I was able to accomplish this year, the dreams that came true, and there were a lot of them, and I am so thankful for it, because chapter 25, iconic 25, truly was that year. Like, she was that girl, you know what I mean? But like, none of those dreams would have come true if I didn't have the courage to find my voice and to use it. I never realized the exact power my words can have on people. I hoped it would leave an impact. I hope it would make someone feel better about their day, or make someone feel less alone about what's going on in their life. Like, that's what I obviously hoped my words would feel to others. When I started the podcast, the first couple of episodes, I hope that people were hearing me and that it resonated with them. Or when I started the Icon blog, I hoped people read my words and that it moved them to some degree. I hoped when I was posting on LinkedIn and writing those articles from either that professional development angle, that I don't know why the hell I thought that was a good angle to begin with, but you know what? We live and we learn, and we said that's not working after 3 weeks, and we changed it to professional fangirl. I've never been more happy in my life that I've leaned into the professional fangirl of my personality and started using my voice and talking about the things that I wanted to talk about Formula One. I found my niche. I found my voice in that challenge, right? I knew something wasn't working, and I said, okay, I need to switch and I need to pivot. What do I actually want to talk about? What do I actually have opinions on that I want people to hear? And for some reason in my brain, I said Formula One. I said Formula One, Lando Norris, and how I can tie it into Dare to Be Iconic. And well, here we are. Here we are. My life completely changed because I did that in the most amazing, beautiful way. It changed my life, and it changed the trajectory of Dare to Be Iconic. All those little dreams came true because I decided to use my voice. And even if I didn't know right away what the hell I wanted to say, I just kept using it until I found what I wanted to talk about and I found my voice. Even within the podcast, I listen back where I really try not to listen to those first 3 episodes, because I cringe internally every time I listen to them. I'm very proud of them. But man, you can just tell the evolution of me getting more comfortable yapping with y'all, right? Spilling the tea with y'all. Like, you can just see how comfortable I am now spilling the tea with you guys. Before, it was very, there was something. She was a little shy, she was a little anxious, she was a little maybe everywhere sometimes. But as season 1 progressed, I got more and more confident in my voice because I just kept talking about the things that I was passionate about and that I knew someone else needed to hear it on the other end. And then when we went into season 2, I challenged myself to become even more vulnerable, raw, and honest with you guys and opening up about stuff that I really tried to stay away from in season 1 because I was scared, frankly. I was scared I would scare you guys away. And I said, you know what? No. I realized the impact of my voice during season 1, and especially that season 1 finale when I was getting flooded with amazing, beautiful messages from you guys. Like, I realized how much my voice made an impact and the power behind it. So when I went into season 2, I said, okay, we're going to talk about the hard shit that no one wants to talk about, especially I. We're going to push ourselves to do it because these are conversations that need to be had, and I need to have them with myself and with the radiant icon. So we're going to do it. And the more I've done that and the more I've pushed myself to step outside of my comfort zone and to take risk and to be more vulnerable and honest, the more comfortable I've gotten in my voice and the more power I've found in it. And now I'm able to go into meetings representing myself as Amanda from Dare to Be Iconic, as CEO of Dare to Be Iconic. I'm able to go into these meetings and be so firm in my voice and how I use it and the power behind it because I know my words make an impact. And I wouldn't have known that if I didn't try. And if I didn't try to find my voice and I didn't try to use it. And now I did. And my life's completely changed. And that has been the biggest lesson of Iconic 25. And I think that lesson in particular defines my entire chapter. So if you're scared to use your voice, don't. It's going to change your life. You just got to find it. And in the finding it part, it's a little scary. It's a little intimidating, but you'll find it. And once you do, you'll be so comfortable and secure in what you have to say and what you bring to the table that it's going to be this undeniable confidence because you're just daring to be yourself, because you're daring to be iconic. Let's get to the Dare to Be Iconic hotline, shall we? Let's do it. Hi, Amanda. What's something you didn't expect to learn about yourself over the past year, and how has it shifted your perspective? Well, I think trust has shifted my perspective. However, I did know I was going to learn about it this year because it was my intention for 2024 as like an entire year, because I wanted to trust in myself and I wanted to trust in my decisions because I thought that was a way for me to honor that commitment of choosing myself first and foremost in whatever I do. And I do think that's true. I just didn't realize how much trust would smack me in the face this year with every little experience and situation. But it definitely has opened up my perspective or shifted my perspective in realizing that trust really is the core root of everything we do in life, and we need to get better at it. And when I say we, I definitely mean I'm on my way to trusting myself more and more each day, but it's definitely going to be an uphill battle for me because there's times I do doubt myself, right? And that imposter syndrome and self doubt creeps in. But I have to remember at the end of the day, those doubts creep in because I'm not secure in the trust that I have for myself and the decisions that I make. So I need to strengthen that muscle of trust. And once I started realizing that, little by little, the self doubt lessens, the imposter syndrome lessens, and I'm able to approach situations and scenarios with a clear mind and an open mind and know that it all comes down to trusting in me. So, how can I honor that? Hey, Amanda, how has your priorities or values changed as you've gotten older? And what are you doing to honor those shifts? I think this definitely goes back to last week's episode, specifically the lesson about be a sponge and soak in everything, like soak in every opportunity. Because when I was younger, like honestly, probably even like a couple of years ago, when it came to my day jobs, whether it was at Publix or my prior employer, like when I was doing the executive producing and marketing and all that, like I always thought it was wasting time because I wasn't acting full time and that none of those day jobs were really helping me in my acting career and I was just wasting time. And it didn't take until literally my trip to Columbus, Ohio for the conference, for my day job's work conference, when I realized, wow, like that's so unfortunate on my part that I used to think that because everything, all those day jobs that I had, specifically the one I have now too, like I need to be soaking in and be appreciative of the opportunity that I have to learn in a different capacity where I can transfer it over into the things that I want to do, right? Like, as I mentioned last week, like, there's a lot of things we don't want to do. We don't want to take this class. We don't want to do this job, but we have to in order to survive, in order to move forward, whatever it is, right? And in those situations and the things that you have to do or the things that you don't see value in, they are bringing value to your life. You just need to switch your perspective on it. And once I started doing that and being more open minded to, oh, how is this meeting or this call that I'm sitting in on, how can this help me in my future? How can I apply this in my everyday life? How can I apply this to Dare to Be Iconic? And once I started seeing things like that, my world got a little bit brighter and a little bit more open. And that was really cool. I think it's when you realize those little shifts that make all the difference in your mindset. I definitely saw that happen in the beginning of my healing journey when I started realizing that there was more to life than acting because for a while I thought acting was the only thing. And once I realized that there was more to the world or to my world than acting, I started seeing the world in color. I started seeing the sunshine and the rainbows and all that. And even as cheesy as that sounds, you guys, like it switched my entire mindset. So, yeah, I think the biggest thing for me was be a sponge and soak everything in because every opportunity you have truly is an opportunity to learn, to change your life, however you want to take it. It's an opportunity, so you got to go for it. All right, Radiant Icons, that is your tea time sesh for today. I can't believe we've made it to the last episode of 2024 and that the birthday special is over. It's like so sad. But if you want to continue celebrating National Amanda Day, make sure to check out my socials tomorrow for the birthday photo shoot reveal and all the good stuff that I have lined up because we got to celebrate the most iconic holiday of the year. This is the last episode of 2024, but this was also the year that Dare to Be Iconic, the podcast, first premiered. My first episode came out March 27th, 2024, like just this year. And now we're already at the end of it. And to see how my life has completely changed because of this podcast, because of you guys, the Radiant Icons who listen to this every week, who interact with my social content, who read the Icon blog, to purchase my journals and planners and all that. Because of you guys, my life has completely changed, which is why chapter 25 or iconic 25 has been the most magical year of my life. So thank you for changing my life. Thank you for listening to the podcast. Thank you for being a part of this community. Thank you for believing in me. Thank you for believing in my voice and supporting my dream. I truly, truly cannot do what I do without you guys. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for making iconic 25 like the best memories of my life, where all my dreams came true. Truly. I'm so thankful. And I can't wait for what Radiant 26 is going to bring for me and for Dare to Be Iconic and for you guys. Okay, you guys, I'm done being emotional. I will see you guys next year. I'll see you in 2025. I literally can't believe I'm saying that, but I'll see you in 2025. For the last time this year, remember Radiant Icons, dare to be iconic. Bye.